I don't want to spend all the time we have with you talking about the
We
allegations, but there's a very critical aspect that I need to raise here.
Good.
We know that 48 million naira was given to a healthcare provider by the name of Katamea First Call Hospitals Limited for the cancer treatment of 3 patients.
Good.
Now, only one of those patients was an enrollee of the NHIS, which means the other 2 patients that were allegedly treated or apparently treated were paid for without any kind of process.
Good.
Where did that money go, and what do you have to say in response to that allegation?
Good. So let me educate Nigerians. There is a budget in the NHIS to pay for those who are not NHIS enrollees, that are indigent, on compassionate basis. It's been there long before I came. I'm a doctor. I'm an oncologist. I am more qualified than the past chief executives to decide who gets that, because I know. I'm an oncologist. When I came, I asked, show me how this thing has been done in the past. How it was done in the past, you give it to anybody. So what I did was domicile it in my office. If an oncology case comes, I give it to a group of oncologists to ascertain, does this person qualify to be treated on a compassionate basis? Nephrologists, cardiologists, everything. We cannot. NHIS money cannot cover tertiary diseases. It's too expensive. If we go that route, we'll deplete it. These 3 patients that came, percepting. We are, apart from being doctors and being on this chair, we're human beings. These 3 patients that came, a young mother, 32-year-old, with breast cancer, was treated 2013, sold all she had, and cancer came back in 2018. First came to me. I said, oh, let's look at it again. Another patient, as I was going out of the car, going into my car, ambushed me to help me.
I'm sorry, I have to ask
it's
you,
very, very important.
NHIS enrollees, because there's still a
and
process.
They are not, those that are covered in this, they are not NHIS enrollees. That is why on compassionate basis you treat these people. That is what insurance is about. This money is not only for enrollees, but those that need it, that you can afford. People need to understand this.
But even compassion, as altruistic as compassion is, that cannot be a grounds to commit illegality in any manner.
Listen, a jury. It was not illegal. It was done legally, following due process. The oncologist is the most prominent oncologist treating these patients. We had referral from Lagos.
No, but Doc,
we had referral. No, these patients were treated like other patients were treated in the past, and we still are continuing to do that.
Pardon me,
those
Professor.
That you never hear.
Pardon me, Professor. You know, but there are huge questions to be asked about helping those. I mean, if you say you cannot turn your eye away from those who are not enrollees of the NHIS, and you even admitted that the NHIS doesn't cover up to cancer patients.
Correct.
But then you take in those who are not even enrollees of the NHIS, and you help them for even things that the NHIS does not ordinarily cover.
Good.
How do we justify that?
Allah, this is not the first time it's been done. You are making it sound as if this is the first time it's been done. Herceptin cost 12 to 16 million. Life-saving. We have seen it. Testimonials of those who could have died, and this medication saved them. A mother comes to you, a woman comes to you, lift her breast.
Is the NHIS a charity organization?
NHIS is not a charity organization, but NHIS serves people. And this thing has been done. The budget initially was for during the millennial celebration to help indigent people and people with critical illness that cannot pay for them. This was since 2014. And we're very selective. We are very selective in those we select, and it's not me alone that does that.
Professor, I trust that you respect the intelligence of our viewers.
I do.
And I'm going to ask you, when you have a situation in which your office is is given an a spending approval limit of 2.5 million naira, and you approve, for example, the purchase of a 58 million naira SUV without any kind of approval from the supervising ministry.
Good.
And when even this 919 million naira training course that we're talking about was approved by an executive management committee, which has no statutory responsibility or mandate to recommend such or approve such. I mean, these are black and white issues of legality and illegality.
Good. Let me
How do you
answer.
explain
Yeah,
this?
let me answer that. I expect channels to do your due process.
That's what we've
This
done.
SUV that people are putting in this thing of 59 million. So Nigerians, why is 59 million a problem? Our tenders board, institutional tenders board, over 50 million, you have to go to the ministry. So if I bought that SUV for 59 million, I violated the rule, I should have gone to the ministry. But the reality is it was 49 million. And why did I buy it? It wasn't me that bought it. I will tell you this. What is the chief executive of an organization entitled? He's entitled to this. I didn't buy it. It's our entitlement. So it was never 59 million. It was within the tenders board threshold, number one.
Was the training scheme within the 50 million
I will
threshold?
tell you, my friend, I will tell you. People have the impression that I signed 900 and something million, and I did that. Nobody, not even a minister, has the power to approve 900 million. Only fake. People are given that impression, but it's not true. You are going for training in Kano is 30 million. Within the tenders board approval, that's when there is a budget that needs to be used over the year. This is not new in all MDAs. It's not that I signed a check for 900 million.
You know,
do your due diligence. It's very
Professor,
important to educate Nigerians.
Well, and that's the reason you're here. I
Good.
mean, it's to clear the
Absolutely.
air and clear your name, because I
No,
mean,
my name is okay.
There was a huge controversy when you were reinstated, and,
Yeah.
and people were on Twitter, you know, talking about you know, reporting lines and whether or not
Absolutely.
the president had reinstated you because of nepotism and things like that.
I will answer
You
that.
know, so the question right now is this. I'm wondering, the controversy that greeted your reinstatement, we saw members of staff protesting shortly after you were reinstated, and they did that for a couple of days. How have you managed the members of staff who you currently have to work with now, and have you been able to restore their confidence in your ability to lead the organization?
Right. My confidence has never been shaken back in the organization. If you know the NHIS, never. There has never been an executive secretary that's open and transparent. There has never been an executive secretary in the NHIS that has been consulting people, in or outside the NHIS. There are a few group of people that have the right to agitate, and that's their constitutional right. The NHIS is now calm, we are working, we have been doing major things. The coming of the board, of the council, has doused any tension people think there is. It's not that NHIS is under siege. We're okay, we're working for Nigerians.
What about the HMOs?
Good. So recently what happened is that since 2016 December, the licenses of all 57 HMOs has expired. We have been paying them billions monthly. Central Bank will not deal with a bank who does not have a license. NNPC will not give petrol to a petrol station that is not licensed. I came and asked the question. We need to do the right thing. Many licenses have expired as far back as 2013. We started the reaccreditation process in April.
Is that why you're asking them to do a professional indemnity bond?
Okay, I will give you all of this. So we started the reaccreditation process from April, and it lasted till January. That's 9-10 months, 7 months of which I was away. It went through rigorous process, I was away. There are criteria, especially criteria, about 10, 12 criteria. And whatever we did in the reaccreditation, NHIS is empowered by the Act and the operational guideline. There's nothing we did. One of the most important one is this, certificate of non-indebtedness. Hospitals nationwide are crippled by huge debt from HMOs. We give them money they don't give. There are criteria that if you do not have that, you are not scaling. Right? One of those is that. This thing was done clearly, transparently, vigorously. It's never been this transparent. When I came in January, the report came. lift it up. I gave a committee, give me a white paper. The committee gave me a white paper. I presented to the board, to the management. They gave their input. I presented it to the board.
So let's just say now that the controversy which that is brewing between the NHIS and the HMOs is ongoing. Is that right?
No.
Is it safe to say
let me tell you. No, let me tell you what happened yesterday.
Professor, I'm afraid that we've totally run out of
time. No, it's very important.
No,
it's very important. The quickly answer is this. HMOs, I told them from the outset, everybody will do the right thing. And I'm putting everybody in line now. HMOs have been fully accredited, provisionally accredited, those who are delisted. We, the board and us, met with all HMOs nationwide yesterday and told them and had all from them and gave them 2-week window of remediation for those who have issues about this. And after that, at the end of the month, we will tell Nigerians HMOs that have passed to be fully accredited, HMOs that have passed to be provisionally accredited, and HMOs that are delisted. Our goal is that the lives of our patients and enrollees will not be jeopardized by this process. We'll have a smooth transition process.
We will look forward to that list.
Thank
Professor,
you.
We have to thank you most kindly for coming on Sunrise Daily. Professor Usman Yusuf is the Executive Secretary of the NHIS. Sunrise Daily continues with Chamberlain and Company, Lagos.